Hello, sweet souls. This is your last reading of the day. We're going to call on St. Michael. St. Michael, please transmute all negative energy to positive, sent toward myself or the viewer. We're going to call on the Holy Spirit, angel saints, spirit guides, and ancestors, and ask for a message for your greater good. We pray for truth and only truth for the greater good of the beautiful collective. All right. Let's start with the answer oracle and see what we get. I did not take my allergy pill today, and I need to. So, for the beautiful collective, what's in the energy? What is in the energy for the beautiful collective? Wow. What I'm getting is somebody is having a wake-up call, and this is due to their jealousy and the actions they've taken due to jealousy. This is definitely a spinoff of part one or the second video. This is someone from your past. They're having a wake-up call. This has to do with a hurricane, an upheaval, destruction, sudden disaster, and it has to do with their health. So this is someone that could have a health issue, which is their wake-up call, as consequences for the actions they've taken in this jealous energy toward you, collective. One more. Wow. This is no surprise to this person. Whatever this health issue is, they either already know that it's going on or they suspect it. This could have to do with them living a fantasy involving multiple people, sexual partners. We'll see. Let's see. Overall energy. Yeah. This is the spiritual realm bringing in this emotional loss for this person. Like I said, it's consequences for their actions. They're going to be in conflict and defeat. They could go into isolation. It could have to do with their sexual energy, safety, and security. I'm going to do some from this deck and see what I get. What's in the energy? What is in the energy? And then we're just going to clarify the answer oracle. See, you've been focused on moving on and healing. Someone's in chaos and conflict over you building a new life, you being unbothered. And they're also in chaos and conflict because truth is coming to light. So let's clarify these cards and see what we get. What deck? All right. It's faded. It's justice. This awakening, this wake-up call, due to their jealous actions, this past person, this health scare, this health issue that is not a surprise, is justice. It says bell, call, warn, wake up, signal. Tell me about the bell. Yeah, this person's going to be really stressed out. This has to do with their distorted sexual energy. This person could have had multiple partners and not used protection. This person could have a major illness that is associated with distorted sexual energy. Let's look at jealousy. It says possessiveness, competitiveness, dependence, and paranoia. Wow. This is that false emperor that went into a karmic connection with the Queen of Cups on the fence. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or just an emotional manipulator. They are jealous and have been doing things in this energy because the person they connected with over you is a karmic. And they can tell because since you left, you are creating a new reality, building something on your own that's prospering. So they cannot have you being seen as someone that's better than the karmic partner they chose. So they've been doing all kinds of nefarious things in this jealous energy inspired by the enemy. You're unbothered. You're not concerned. You're speaking your truth. You've already cut this person off. You're not concerned. You're moving on to victory. Memories. This person's having memories. They know that you were a soulmate to them. The blockages, they were in an illusion. They were fed an illusion. They were encouraged to be this player energy, and they screwed their whole life. Yep, they screwed their whole life because all it did was push you to walk away, to forgive with love and compassion, to chalk it up as a lesson and say, I'm out. Hurricane. Upheaval, destruction, and sudden disaster. Hurricane. Yeah. So part of this upheaval, destruction, sudden disaster is this person's lying, cheating, and stealing is finally catching up to them. The blockage is they made a free will choice, a decision, a plan with a Five of Swords to battle not only you, but possibly others through lies and slander. And it is their blockage. And this is exactly what's bringing in this upheaval. Let's look at this health. Exercise, diet, sleep, and mental relaxation. I heard health scare, a health diagnosis, health. Wow. Whatever this health issue is, they're not going to be able to escape it. And it has to do with them tapping into dark energy. You know, when you operate in a space of jealousy, envy, and hatred, in time, it will affect your health. This person's been so dark and low vibrational. This health issue is going to affect their stability. They could also be going through a divorce. Tell me about the Four of Wands in reverse. Everything's coming to light as well. They're being exposed. Whatever was done in this toxic marriage that they're in or long-term commitment is being exposed. Yeah. Four of Cups, they're going to be sitting in the energy of feeling sorry for themselves. They missed an opportunity. It's a wake-up call for this person. This person's had their head in the clouds. This is no surprise to this person. Why is it no surprise to them? Why is it no surprise to them? Because they could have already gotten a message, whether a 3D message or a message in the spiritual realm. With a hermit, this person could be reflecting, going in isolation. So they could have even received a download from God, the angels saying, look, you're going to have a health issue. You're going to have a health diagnosis because of all of the evil, all that you've tapped into, all this dark energy. Let's look at, it has to do with these chasing a fantasy, multiple sexual partners is what I feel. Dating and fantasy. Yeah, they're going to be in regret because this is part of their karma. This is part of balance being restored, justice. All right, let's see what else we get. This wake-up call is going to bring in, this person's going to be really stressed out in their head. This has to do with their distorted sexual energy. Sleeping around, not using protection. Bell. Yeah, being forced also to reflect on what they juggled. why they're imbalanced. They juggled the one that carried the blessing, Nine of Pentacles, someone that is confident, independent, creative, someone that can build something on their own, someone that is gone. With jealousy, this false emperor, they connected with a karmic partner that's a Queen of Cups on the fence. It doesn't really matter the sign. It's an emotional manipulator. And they're jealous of you because you can't look better than their karmic partner, but you already do without doing anything. Jealousy. Jealousy. Yeah. This person, St. Michael is protecting you from this past person that operates in the moon energy. They could be paying for people to do things in this moon energy, whether it's witchcraft or spreading lies and illusions. It doesn't matter. St. Michael's protecting you. With memories here, this person, they're being forced to remember you were the soulmate. They were misguided. They were fed an illusion. People were egging them on, telling them to be a player. They've just ruined their whole life. Memories. Memories. Yeah. This was a whole group of people that they surrounded themselves with that was egging them on. But this was bad advice. This was a bad plan because they're going to reap what they've sown. With Hurricane, this upheaval is due to the lying, cheating, and stealing. This was a bad choice, a bad decision to come for you and to come for others through lies, illusion, and slander, to battle you due to their jealousy. This is why they're going to go through this destruction, Hurricane. Yeah, this has to do with lies, spreading of lies, lying about you, lying about others. The cycle is ending. They're going through a cycle completion. This person loves to breadcrumb. They love to give to multiple people. You know the truth. You're speaking the truth, and you're cut this person off. This person, I'm telling you, could be unwell. Definitely unwell. With health here, they're not going to be able to escape this. This has to do with them tapping into really dark, low vibrational energy. They could also try to keep it secret. There is a lack. There is an issue with their stability or a union, a karmic dynamic that's falling apart. Everything's coming to light. It's all being exposed. Whatever this karmic couple did, the Four of Cups, they know it was an unwise choice. Health. Health. Again, they're not going to be able to walk away from whatever this health issue is. It's a King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag, or someone that operates from ego and fear. Yeah, this is going to be, I just heard a lifelong burden. This is not something that they can fix with a pill. It's happening quickly. With the Knight of Pentacles on the fence, the blockages, it's definitely going to affect their financial resources as well. It's not a surprise to them because they could have gotten a download in a period of isolation, reflection. They could have gotten results already that would lead them to believe this is what's happening, or they got a download. Why is it not a surprise? It's not a surprise. They could have been doing research. This is someone that operates in ego. It could have to do with their drinking problem. Maybe they're an alcoholic. And so maybe they were told in the past your liver enzymes are elevated. You need to lay off the alcohol. Maybe they didn't listen, and so they suspect that's what's going to happen. If it has to do with the drinking. It's happening quickly, whatever it is. Yeah. I feel like it has to do with multiple partners as well. Seven of Cups. They could also have been an illusion when it comes to this dark magic, manipulation, being in dark energy, and the effects that it has on a person. This is God stepping in. This person is going to be in regret. This person was fulfilling a fantasy, hooking up with multiple people. They're going to be in regret because this is justice, what they're going through. They're going to have to let go of this lifestyle that they were in. This person's probably going to go into isolation. They're in devil energy, but they're no longer able, once this happens, to continue to operate in this distorted sexual energy. There's going to be a lot of chaos and conflict around this person. Yeah, unwell. This is illness. This is not unable to sleep, mentally wrecked. Yeah, an illness. 9 of Swords, 4 of Swords. This is an illness. They're being forced to see you in the Queen of Pentacles energy. And they're in the King of Pentacles on the fence with the 8 of Pentacles on the fence. This person could be losing finances. They could be losing their job. This is all a part of consequences, the Tower. Yeah. Wow. All right. Let's see what else we get. Let me put it on pause. Okay, so let's see what else we get. We're going to use the Mystic Red Rose Oracle, which I always call it the T deck. Let's see. What is the wake-up call for this person? Tell me about the wake-up call for this person. Well, divine timing has been at play. This could have been a twin flame or a false flame. Could also have been a soulmate. This person is going to be heartbroken. What is the wake-up call? They went into a long-term commitment or a marriage where there is no love. Talking. You don't want to have a conversation with this person. There's blocked communication. Hold on, I dropped one. This person's been operating in this distorted sexual energy, this passionate energy. But we got cutting out, separation, stop, the pattern, and silent treatment. You see them for who they are. You know they're distorted in their sexual energy, and you don't want to have anything to do with this person. Yeah, this person was chasing money, and they should have made healthy choices. They did not. Instead, they invested in lies, illusion, deception. And people are talking about what they've been doing. They're definitely being exposed as someone that wears a mask, that pretends, that lies. The blockage is this person has not learned from the past. They haven't learned. They're a narcissist. And this is how people are seeing them. You've healed your heart, and this is why you are not interested in this person. This person took a chance. They were self-indulgent. They were operating in their shadow. And you've just moved in a new direction, healed your inner child, released the past, and evolved. Yeah, you know that this person doesn't have the capacity to love, that all they do is backstab, heartbreak, pain, separation, loss, deception, lies, and shocking attack. And you know that they want to come in and express some sort of love to you. That's not love. That's some twisted stuff there. That's why you don't want to communicate with this person. Watching, looking, stalking. Yeah, they do. But this person has led a partying lifestyle, multiple hookups, heavy substance use, and reminiscing about you, looking at your pictures. Not that you care. They're facing an ending with death. Sabotage and rebuild, persistent working on it and repairing, it came in reverse. They're not working on anything. Things are coming to light. They're being exposed. They're a snake, competition and enemy. The other woman, look over your shoulder. They connected with someone that's their enemy. The girl with a snake, charmed or used, enable boundaries. Yeah. They connected with their own enemy, someone that's just as vile and deceptive as they are. There is no love in that situation. Yeah, and there's a sudden change coming for this person and for you. You are the phoenix rising. You've risen above all this dark, distorted individual has done to you. So that's amazing. Keep going. You know, I would not get involved. It is not your responsibility to take care of this person. Should they have a health issue, I would pray for them, but I would not get involved. Yeah, move on. It's a karmic relationship. This person lacks confidence. They sabotage. They operate from ego and fear. They're a runner. They said, move on. You deserve happiness. This person is riddled with addictions. This is why they're going to have a health issue. It's because of their irresponsible, reckless actions. Let's see what else. What do we need to know? What is this person's surprise, unexpected surprise with their health, this hurricane? It has to do with private relationships, multiple hookups, knowing they effed up, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out, trash. I feel like they trashed their life is what I feel like. They didn't use caution when it came to sexual protection. And that's what I picked up on. They did not use caution. They got caught up. And people are finding out the truth. They're getting clarity. Yeah, the blockage is now they're tired of drama. They can't escape the drama. There's evidence. They've been trying to block this evidence, but it's coming out about the actions they took due to jealousy and envy. Because of a bugaboo. Because they could not have you looking better than the karmic partner. Like, you're not in competition with a karmic. You're not in competition with anyone. Yeah, this definitely distorted sexual energy. This person, this feels like an STD that is non-fixable. Like, it's non-treatable. They've been trying to burn evidence, trying to run away from the consequences, but they can't. Yeah, this person's been putting on a show, pretending that they're happy, that they have the best life. Look, hooking up with people. They could be hooking up with people at work. They're not real smart. Spirit's saying this person's been warned. They're not smart. Yeah, bad choices are coming to light, being exposed because of the consequences. Yeah, this person could have been keeping a promise to someone, maybe the karmic. The blockage is they're insecure now. Their anger management is being exposed, that they need help because they are explosive when people challenge them. They don't want to hear it. So they're explosive. They turn to anger and bullying people. Yeah, people are looking at this person as total drama. There could have been a pregnancy scare for some of you, not for all of you. Yeah, see, this person was guided to check themselves and they didn't. They were guided to go to the doctor and get checked and they didn't. There could be police involved. They're definitely surrounded by fake friends. Whoever's been playing them, which feels like the third party with manipulation, lies, and control, it's being exposed. Yeah, it's the copycat, your copycat collective. The one that wants to be you, that can't be you. Yeah, this person's depressed because someone's setting the record straight. Someone's coming forward with truth. Yeah. Love story, red lipstick stains, and investigating. Somebody's investigating what happened in your dynamic, which was a betrayal, deceit, backstabbing, traitor, not to be trusted. And this person lied about all of it. But you already know that, collective. They're a runner. They lied and they tried to run away from the lies. Sex shop, again, fulfilling a fantasy. This person could have been doing things illegal online for sex. Money. And that's why the police are involved. But I also see it's going to affect their health. One last card. Yeah, there's going to be no new beginning for this person. That's the blockage. It's game over for them. Wow. All right. Let's see if there's anything else we need to know. I'm going to get some angel numbers for you guys real quick. For the collective, what angel number do you have for the beautiful collective? All twos, good vibes. It says, nurture yourself, your needs, your desires, and boundaries. Let go of things that are weighing you down. Make space for something meaningful and expand your spirit to all areas of your life. That big love, opportunity, or job needs to squeeze in somewhere. One more. We got, and optimism. Pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. And then we got forgiveness. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. Yes. The only way that this person is going to be set free is if they are completely 100% accountable and honest about all they lied about, what they did to you, what the truth is. That's the only way. But I don't see this person doing that. I see that they're just, I mean, anything's possible with God, but this person is so dark and so stuck in their ego, it would take a miracle. And maybe the health scare is the miracle. Maybe this person having a diagnosis that's untreatable due to their reckless actions is what they need to wake up. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I love you guys so much. I am scheduling for the latter part of September. If you are interested, please share the videos, like, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.